Good morning, Castaic. My name is Christopher Casey.
And I'm Henry Sundell.
Welcome to our 5th episode of Good Morning, Castaic.
We got another great show for you today. We got 60 seconds of random facts, not one, but 2 food segments, and then Andy Rubio will show us how to custom design our own t-shirts.
Then, we'll play a trivia game with Castaic students, get the results of this week's survey time, learn a little bit about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and take a look at phone technology to help you pick which phone is right for you.
Get ready, because Good Morning Castaic starts right now.
The isolation is real.
Welcome back, Coyotes. As we continue to be safer at home, we've lined up a bunch of entertainment segments for you today.
First up is GMC Sienna Harris with 60 seconds of random knowledge.
Hey Coyotes, we know your conversations may be running dry and you're probably also bored. So, with this week's new segment titled 60 Seconds on Random Information, you'll learn some things that you probably will never need to know, but are also great conversation topics. Let's get started. First up, Scotland's national animal is quite odd. I would have never guessed this, but it turns out it's a unicorn. However, this is a mythical creature. It plays an important role in the country's history because it has a love for legends and myths. Number 2, Pringles aren't actually potato chips. If you notice, the word chip isn't even included on the packaging. The reason they're not considered chips is because they're not thinly sliced potatoes and instead dehydrated potato flakes formed into their known parabolic shape. Next, only 20% of laughter comes from jokes. Neuroscientist Robert Provine states the rest of laughter is response to normal conversations to form bonds. This naturally occurs. Number 4, did you know dogs can recognize about 165 English words? However, they respond best to short words containing consonants like T and R. Also on the animal spectrum, koalas, chimpanzees, and gorillas all have fingerprints, similar to a human's. That's crazy to think a chimp could frame a human for a banana robbery if it really wanted to. And lastly, a tick bite can cause you to be allergic to red meat. For some people, this allergy fades, but for others, it's permanent. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned some new information that you'll never need to know, but may save an awkward FaceTime call. We'll see you next time. For Good Morning Castaic, I'm Sienna Harris.
That was really interesting. Wow, suddenly Pringles don't seem as appetizing anymore.
I know, right? Here's something that is appetizing, though. In the next segment, Xander Grable cooks up a delicious meal. Let's go and check it out.
Good morning, Castaic. My name is Xander Grable, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking. In today's episode, we're going to be making some pasta with some Alfredo sauce. Let's get to it. So first off, we need to put 5 quarts of water into this bad boy. So then, you're going to need to turn on the stove on high and wait until the water boils. So after your water starts boiling, what you want to do is turn off the stove, then open your box of pasta. Once you do that, just dump all the pasta in the pot. Now, the box says to cook it for 11 to 13 minutes. I recommend putting it in for 12. Alexa, set a timer for 12 minutes.
Set the timer, 12 minutes, starting now.
Then you put the lid back on, and you're ready to go. After about 12 minutes, drain the water from the pot. And don't forget to wear gloves so you don't burn your hand. After you've drained your pasta, you're going to want to get your homemade sauce and pour it into a pan. After you pour it into a pan, you want to leave it there to sit for about 8 minutes with the stove on high. So after you've drained your pasta and your sauce has been cooking for 8 minutes, what you want to do is you want to get your Alfredo sauce and pour it on the pasta like that. Then, once you've done that, make sure you don't have any messes, put that aside, and you're going to want to get your Parmesan cheese. And you're just going to sprinkle that all over your pasta. Once you're done with that, you can enjoy. Bon appetit.
Looks delicious. While we are on the topic of Italian food, didn't you do a pizza review recently?
I sure did. I wanted to find out which frozen pizza tasted the best. Take a look at what I found. Hey everyone, Henry Swindell here, and today I'm going to be reviewing some frozen pizzas. Let's go get them. Now that everything's clean, let's unbox some pizzas. It doesn't have pre-melted cheese, but the sprinkled cheese does have a nice even spreading. Next we have Simply Balanced Organic. So like the Amy's, the cheese is not melted, but unlike the Amy's, the cheese they sprinkled on is not very evenly placed. Also, I don't like how hard their boxes are to open. Up next, we have the Red Baron pizza. So like the others, this cheese is not pre-melted, but what I do like is it has the best coverage of all, and it has more variety in the cheese than the others. I think this one is my favorite so far. Just to change things up, I'm going to be trying pizza bagels. I like the diced cheese on these ones. I feel like it will heat better and spread more evenly. Also, the box came with a pull tab, so that was a nice ease of open. So the cheese melted together very nicely. It forms a nice thick layer. Also, the crust has a very nice crunch to it, so I think this is a very good one. So as I first thought, the cheese didn't melt very well, so it is very centered around particular spots. Also, the crust kind of got hard and hollow, so it's a bit weird, so I don't think this is the best pizza I have. So the crust of this pizza is a bit chewy, but all those different cheeses melt together does taste very nice. These are better than I thought. They do have a bit of a sweet taste, which I find a bit weird for a pizza. Also, the bottom's got a little burnt like toast, but I can see certain people finding it okay. In conclusion, after trying all 4 pizzas, I have found the Simply Balanced and the Red Baron I cannot recommend. However, the Amy's pizza I found surprisingly good. Just the cheese and the crust just blended perfectly. Also, for honorable mentions, we have pizza bagels that are not as bad as I thought. This has been Henry Sundell reporting for Good Morning Castaic.
Thank you for the review, Henry. To be quite honest, I'm actually quite hungry now. You're also sporting the latest COVID-19 gear.
Yeah, quarantine has really created a new wardrobe. Speaking of wardrobes, GMC's Andy Rubio has an idea for how to custom design your own t-shirt.
Are you bored in quarantine like me? If you are, I decided to do a DIY iron-on with everyday household items for you to recreate. So let's get right into it.
All you're going to need is parchment paper, plastic wrap, scissors, a design of your choice, printed, an iron, and a plain t-shirt. I have already picked out my design and printed it. So first, you wrap your design in plastic wrap. Make sure the ends of the plastic wrap meet on the back side of the design. This is going to be our glue. Next, when you lay your design on your t-shirt, make sure the design is facing right side up. This is very important. When you like your placement, put the parchment paper on top to protect the t-shirt underneath. The ironing process takes quite a while. This shirt took me around 10 minutes. After the plastic has melted, lift the parchment paper. And voila! Your t-shirt is finished. I think the shirt came out really well. I give this craft a 8 out of 10. I highly recommend you try this, but make sure not to burn yourself.
Alright, That's all I have for today, Coyotes. Hope to see you next time. Bye!
I didn't know you could make a shirt like that.
I know, right? I totally have all that stuff at home. I'm so gonna make a shirt now. But anyways, it's time for some trivia.
Honolulu.
Honolulu. Honolulu.
10 feet.
7 feet.
10 feet.
15 feet? Elephant.
Elephant.
Elephant. Elephant. Van Gogh.
Vincent Van Gogh.
It was Van Gogh. Oh, Van Gogh. 1912.
1916. Whatever.
1912? I don't know. 6.
4.
6. Wait, it's an insect, right? So 6.
Hey, everyone did pretty good. But to be honest, I never really thought about butterfly legs.
Yeah, I didn't really tend to think about that either.
Next up, we have another installment of Survey Time, hosted by Chase Oliveira.
Survey Time. Hey guys, I'm your host Chase Oliveira, and this is Survey Time. Let's get right into it. 12 people responded to this survey. Let's see what they have to say about it. The first question asks how your forms of entertainment have changed due to the quarantine. Now people say their main source of entertainment is TikTok. They also listen to more music and read books. People have also been watching a lot more movies and TV shows. This person says it hasn't changed much, and this person is going the old-fashioned route, doing puzzles and board games. The next question asks what the best book or movie you have seen this month is. All 12 people responded with movies such as Trolls World Tour, The Social Network, Endgame, Ring, Deadpool, Mamma Mia, Powerless, Breakfast Club, Love Rosie, The Outer Banks, Excess Baggage, and Hunger Games. For creative projects, a lot of people paint. Some write. This person wrapped up their dog in blankets, and this person made a Mandalorian helmet. The next survey says that most people stay in touch with their friends through FaceTime. Unfortunately, some people lost contact. But this person plays online chess with their friends. This bar chart shows how many people are spending too much time with their family. 6 people say no, 4 people say yes, 1 person says maybe, and 1 person claims their siblings don't like talking to them. When asked what people like most about Good Morning Castaic, most people say they like watching the interviews done with their peers, and not many people had suggestions to help improve the show. But 1 person says they want more skits, and another says they want a bigger variation in the stories. If you're ever bored and struggling with coming up with things to do, just do something creative. Now I know that might be easier said than done, so I'll give you an example. I'm currently working on a 3D animation about pirates and ninjas. Here's a sneak peek. You can do this too! I'm using a free software called Blender, with the help of Mixamo that provides free pre-made animations and Sketchfab that provides free pre-made objects. You can easily create amazing videos. Of course, like everything, it takes a lot of time. Alright, so that brings this segment to an end. I've been Chase Oliveira and you've been you. Bye!
I wonder who that person that wraps up their dog in their blanket is.
Anyways, our next segment takes a closer look at an actor you may know from Jumanji or The Fast and the Furious. GNC's Torrin Rikers takes a look at one of the most famous Hollywood actors, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Take it away, Torrin.
Good morning, Coyotes. My name is Torrin Rikers, and welcome back to another segment of GMC. Today we're going to be traveling back in time with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So let's get started. Dwayne Johnson has become one of the world's most famous and most paid actors. However, his life hasn't always seen the glory days. Dwayne Johnson was born in Hayward, California on May 2, 1972. He spent most of his early years moving due to his father's dynasty in the ring. This made Dwayne's at-home life very difficult, which soon led him into trouble. He found himself robbing stores and being expelled from high school. His difficult life didn't end there. At only 14 years old, Dwayne and his mom were evicted from their apartment. This was also the time when his mom attempted suicide. Thankfully, Dwayne was there to help keep his mom away from harm. Since the incident, Dwayne wanted to flip his life around by playing football in the NFL. His dreams of making it to the NFL, however, were ended quickly after a devastating knee injury. This placed his life back to the beginning and starting over. Dwayne, being the determined man he is, however, didn't want that to be where his name stopped. He soon pursued his father's dynasty in the ring by joining the WWE. His early WWE life was met with many challenges, including his haters. Chants of "Rocky sucks" were echoed throughout the arena. This didn't faze Dwayne since he continued to pursue his goal and find himself winning a WWE title. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was someone that wasn't going to be messed with again. After winning his title, he found himself wanting more. He started by playing very minimal roles in Hollywood as an actor. His life then skyrocketed after being offered a lead role in Scorpion King. This role alone earned Dwayne a hefty paycheck of $5.5 million. He continued pursuing his new goal by acting in Fast 5 and Hercules. Later down his acting career, he was partnered up with his iconic duo Kevin Hart. Both personalities combined made for some really great movies like Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle and Jumanji: The Next Level. His career as an actor only begun to show greatness, and many fans, including myself, are very excited to see what is coming next. Dwayne managed to turn a very difficult situation into what he is today. This only shows us that if we put our mind to something, we can accomplish anything. And who knows, maybe we'll get a cool name like The Rock someday. Until next time, Coyotes.
It's amazing how someone could take such a terrible childhood and make it into such an incredible career.
It's a really inspiring story. It's time for our last segment, and my co-host here, Christopher Casey, gives you the scoop on the latest iPhone tech to help you decide which is best.
Good morning, Castaic. My name is Christopher Casey. Today's segment is actually going to be one I have created myself, Chris's Tech Corner. Today's topic is actually going to be about what phone should you decide to buy if you need an upgrade, the iPhone SE 2nd generation or the iPhone 11. Let's go and see what's so special about them. Well, Coyotes, I think the most important thing we should talk about for everyone is that what are the price going to be for both iPhones. Shown here, for example, the iPhone 11, since it was released a while ago, it's actually being priced at $699 US, which I think is an alright price if you're willing to spend and splurge on a bigger and more expensive iPhone. I don't see the point of it though. But with the iPhone SE, it's actually being priced at $399, which I think is a reasonable price. Spending that little money with maybe, who knows, maybe what your budget is. So I think that if you buy the SE, you're spending a little bit less with some really good hardware inside. So I think that's a one-win for the SE, 0 for the 11. But I think the most important thing to some tech people, which me included, is the specs. How's the phone going to perform? Let me show you about that. Well, Coyotes, with the price range between the iPhone 11 and the iPhone SE being so drastically different, I think all the tech people out there in the world, including me, is actually going to be more depending on the specs. How's the phone going to perform? With Apple.com showing the official specs of both phones, I think the iPhone SE is going to be the best option for you. With all the specs on the phone being the exact same as mostly an iPhone 8, comparing with the iPhone 11, with actually some of the specs coming from the iPhone 11. With the screen size being drastically different, the exact same design, with the Touch ID coming back, which means it has a home button again, since we haven't actually seen since the iPhone 8, but with the regular Face ID with the iPhone 11 from the iPhone X, and that the longer battery on the iPhone 11 being just 1 hour longer, and including that the regular capacity size is going to be 64, 128, and 256 gigabytes. So in my opinion, I think the iPhone SE is going to be your best choice. With the lower price range, the exact same gigabytes, and also being a bit faster due to tests from multiple sources, and including that it actually has some specs from the iPhone 11, including that it has a basic design as the iPhone 8. which I think it isn't going to be too flashy with having 2 cameras on the back with an iPhone 11. So, mostly to conclude this whole segment, I think that iPhone SE is going to be your best recommendation if you absolutely need to have an upgrade with your old device. Well, Coyotes, this is Christopher Casey signing out of Chris's Tech Corner. See you soon!
Thanks for that informative review, Chris. Now, before we end this episode of GMC, we have a quick announcement from the school's librarian, Miss Hermela.
That's right, Henry. Sync is offering free audiobooks from now all the way to July 29th.
So I can get free audiobooks all throughout the summer? I'm definitely be getting my hands on those.
Yep, all the way through summer. If you'd like to listen to some books for free, visit www.audiobooksync.com. Book titles change every single Thursday, so make sure that you get your hands on them as soon as possible.
That's super exciting, but sadly, with that, we wrap up our 3rd remote episode of GMC.
Remember to check out our Twitter page at GM Castaic, and make sure to watch our replays on our YouTube channel.
Stay safe out there, Coyotes. Thank you for watching.